Welcome to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd. Brought to you by Coastal Appliances, Port City Paint and Body, the Emerald Princess, Bruce Kennedy Tire, Apple Care Immediate Care, Misty's Element Massage, Pristine Water, Files Insurance Agency, Jenkins Nissan, and by Marshside Grill. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Brunswick High Pirates, the Professor, Teddy Bishop.
Welcome to Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I am Teddy Bishop, and we are on location at Marshside Grill, where we will be each and every Sunday at 7 p.m. for the entire season. And there is a big crowd here tonight, a lot of people here to eat. Got some Braves fans here. This segment of the Victor Floyd Show is sponsored by Port City Paint and Body, the Emerald Princess, Coastal Appliances, Apple Care Immediate Care, Files Insurance Agency, Bruce Kennedy Tire, Pristine Water and Pools, Misty's Element Massage, Jenkins Nissan, and Marshside Grill. And now joining us, the head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, Victor Floyd. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Coach, a tough loss Friday night against Glynn Academy. The rivalry game, the city championship, and a region game. This week is a bye week coming up for you. Are you happy to have the upcoming week off, or would you rather play again right after the loss?
Well, we need it because there are a lot of things we need to correct. So this week is huge for us to get ready to make a run in the region.
Coach, again, talking about the loss to Glynn Academy, a region loss, first time in a couple of years. Brunswick High and Glynn Academy been in the same region, so it is a region loss. Is it better to take a region loss early in the season, or does it really matter?
It really doesn't matter, but sometimes if you get it early in the season, you have time to recover, whereas late in the season, things are kind of set and ingrained one way. So you have time early in the season to make a difference. You still control your own destiny.
Coach, talk a little bit about Coach Hidalgo over at Glynn Academy. He installed the spread offense after arriving there. Is this pretty much the same offense? I know you run the spread. Is it pretty much the same, or there's some subtle differences or some major differences in your offense and his?
Well, the only real difference I see is, we're gonna always run option. Option's always going to be a big part of what we do, and that's pretty much the largest difference between the two. It's still a zone read-based offense.
The overall statistics were pretty even. Brunswick High had 14 first downs, 12 for Glynn Academy. Glynn Academy had 275 yards. Brunswick High had 273 yards. Pretty close statistically. Glynn Academy comes away with a 7-point win. What was the difference in the game?
We had 4 turnovers. They had 2. That was the biggest difference in the game.
And certainly talking about the turnovers, the Pirates had that early turnover that Glynn converted to a touchdown. Do you think that turnover maybe set the tone for the game? It seemed like Brunswick High and was playing catch-up the rest of the game.
It definitely played a large part, but we still had opportunities there that we did not cash in on. The turnovers were huge on our end Friday night.
This is the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Coach, Glynn's senior quarterback, Zach Lampert, had a big night, rushing for 64 yards and throwing for 182 yards, including 2 touchdown passes. Why do you think he was so successful against Brunswick's defense?
Well, the passes, most of his yards were screen plays. So, we're a fast defense, and people have an opportunity to take advantage of us sometimes on misdirection and screens, and they did a good job of doing that.
Coach, one of the key plays, I think, in the game, and we talked a little bit about this off the air, was the pass interception against Brunswick High in the end zone. It looked like the Pirates had a chance to put a touchdown on the board. Your receiver and the Glynn defender went up for the ball, ended up being ruled an interception.
Right, that was a huge turning point in the game. The young man from Glynn, number 12, made a great play on the football because the receiver had it, and as they were going down, he took it away from him, and that was just a good play on his part. And that was a 14-point swing because we didn't get in, and 3 plays later they did, so that was huge.
Several turnovers in the first 2 games for Brunswick High. How do you work on securing the ball and avoiding interceptions?
Well, ball security is something you work on daily anyway. It just happens. Interceptions, sometimes, for instance, the end zone interception. I mean, you can't blame that on the quarterback. The receiver just didn't want the ball bad enough. You just continue to work on those things daily. And from game to game, they happen. Some nights are better than others. It's never an intentional thing. You know, the young guys don't try to fumble the ball. They just have to continue to work on it.
Coach, you mentioned the quickness of your defense and the pursuit, and that sort of played into Lampert's, I guess, his play calling with the screen passes. Had several key screen passes for really big yardage, including the touchdown that you were talking about.
Right.
Is this something that, is that more of an assignment type defense?
It is assignment, but again, you know, on defense, guys are going to react. They're just going to react, but it's assignment football, and if you know, leave your guy to go somewhere else and try to help somebody, it kind of gets you burned, and that's what happens, you know, in our defense.
Coach, overall, freshman quarterback Brandon Jernigan, I thought he played okay, did have 2 interceptions, one of which you said was just a matter of the GA defender coming up with the football. He threw 3 touchdown passes, but credited with the 2 interceptions. How does this impact him as far as preparation as Brunswick High moves forward, or does it?
I think Brandon's growing from game to game. He's going to grow and get better and better. I thought he made some huge plays. 4th down and goal, he drops a teardrop pass into Morris for a touchdown. Hits Kenneth Dallas on a big 4th down play. Stands tall in the pocket, made some plays. He's going to be fine. He's going to be a really good player. You know, but there are growing pains that you're going to take along the way, regardless of who you are and how good you are, and we'll work through all that. He's going to be really good for us.
And you mentioned that last week. He's mature beyond his years, but he is going to have some growing pains. So this is perhaps just part of that growing pains and the experience as he matures even more as a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, yes, and it's just part of it, and he'll be fine. He'll be better the next game.
More to come on the Victor Floyd Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Right now, these words from our sponsors.
Coastal Appliances is your one-stop shop for Whirlpool washers and dryers, Whirlpool refrigerators, and so much more. Coastal Appliances offers free delivery and service after installation and have also been in business for over 30 years. 4727 Altama, next to Sonic, and on the web at appliancesbrunswickga.com, or give them a call at 912-267-0132. Coastal Appliances, Glynn County's only specialty appliance store. When you are in need of a reputable body shop, Port City Paint and Body in Brunswick is your answer. Located at 2509 Norwood Street, just down from Twin Oaks, Port City Paint and Body understands your needs and cares about your car and you. Port City Paint and Body works with any insurance company. Give them a call for a free estimate at 912-265-9524 or on the web at portcitybodyshop.com. Port City Paint and Body, home of the lifetime guarantee, and go Pirates!
Hop aboard for Texas Hold'em tournaments, roulette, poker, lots of slot action, food, music, and more. Labor Day weekend, Sunday, August 31st, 7 p.m. Cruises depart from Brunswick, Georgia. Call 800-842-0115 or visit EmeraldPrincessCasino.com. Must be 18 years of age and present a government-issued photo ID to board.
I'm Jenkins Nissan.
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 I'm Jenkins Nissan. I'm Jenkins Nissan.
I'm Jenkins Nissan.
I am Jenkins Nissan.
I'm Donnie Jenkins. We're all Jenkins Nissan, and together we want to show you just how easy buying and servicing your car should be. So please, stop by and experience the Jenkins Nissan difference. Look for the red and white Nissan tent at the corner of Chapel Crossing Road and the Spur, or visit us online at jenkinsnissanofbrunswick.com.
Get affordable health care when you need it. At Apple Care Immediate Care, our team of compassionate healthcare providers is dedicated to treating each patient with the highest standard in healthcare. Located at 1111 Glencoe Parkway, Apple Care is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Apple Care welcomes all walk-ins from pediatric to adult ages and accepts most insurance plans. Visit us at applecaredoctors.com and like us on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm Teddy Bishop on location from Marshside Grill. This segment brought to you by Coastal Appliances, Port City Paint and Body, the Emerald Princess, Jenkins Nissan, and by Apple Care Immediate Care. Coach, talking a little bit about region games and upcoming games. Of course, after the bye week, you've got Camden County coming up. How do you prepare defensively for a school like Camden?
Well, you know they're a big run team, and that you don't have to worry as much about pass. And when it is, it'll be some type of play action pass. So your front 7, front 8 guys really got to be ready to play the run. That's the biggest preparation for Camden. They're a 3-5 team, which we've only played odd front teams so far. We've played a 3-5 team and a 3-4 team. So what they do defensively, we've seen. What they do offensively, we've not seen yet. So that's the big preparation there.
You had commented on Camden being a run-oriented team, which, as you said, you haven't really faced until you'll come up against them. So that will be a test for your defense to see how they react to playing the run and defensing the run.
Well, I think that's the key, because I think you're going to have to stop the run to be able to win in this region. I think that's going to be the big key. So we'll find out kind of where we are at this point with that.
Coach, I want to talk a little bit about the kicking game. Tyler Mitchum, first week, hit 5 of 6 extra points against Glynn Academy, hit 1 of 3 extra points. Are you concerned with the kicking game? Are you still going to stick with it, or any thoughts of returning to the 2-point attempt?
Well, we're not really concerned with it. One time I know the ball didn't get on the tee like it was supposed to. It was kind of half on, half off, and he hit it, he missed it. And then I'm not sure what happened the other time, but it kind of worked out because we were able to get a safety. So the point differential was where we needed it to be, so that's why we stuck with it. But no, we'll stick with it, and there'll be times when we'll have to go for 2 or we'll need to go for 2, and we'll be prepared to do that.
Obviously, the past years where you've gone for 2 after every touchdown, I would think with still some of the same players would be a big factor in setting up a 2-point play.
Oh yes, no doubt about it. Our kids like going for 2, and they see it as a fun opportunity to get more points. So whenever and wherever we need it, we'll have it ready.
Coach, I kind of like that 2-point play too. I know last year, or maybe year before, you and I were talking about that 2-point conversion, and you made the comment that it changes the opposing team's game plan to a certain extent.
Right, it does. It throws the count off, and it makes them do things that they're not used to doing, and they get out of character a little bit, because I've seen some of the better head coaches in our region get caught up on whether they should go for 2 or should they kick it. And, sometimes they make the right choice, sometimes they don't. So, it changes the game plan a little bit.
And anytime you can have the opposing coach second-guessing what he's doing, that's got to be a good thing.
It is, for sure.
Coach, I want to talk a little bit again about the kicking of the extra points, the swinging gate play. Will you kind of explain that, how it works and what the purpose is to set that up like that?
Well, the swinging gate gives you some options for 2-point conversions. There are numerous things you can do off of the swinging gate that allows you to go for 2 from a spread formation, which makes the defense adjust to it. So that's the reason you do the swinging gate, to make the defense adjust, and there's always that chance that you may go for 2 from that position.
In the punting game, I thought Seth Dugebauer did a pretty decent job. He seems to be having, of course, just 2 games through the season, but he seems to be punting the ball pretty well.
He did. He averaged over 35 yards a punt. I'm not sure how many times we punted, maybe 4. And he averaged around 35 yards a punt. So I know he did a real solid job for us punting.
You're listening to the Victor Floyd Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Coach, we talked about assignment football with the defense. Will this be more important playing assignment football against Camden than maybe against a spread offense, or about equal?
I would say it's about equal. It's just different. Now your game is condensed. You're playing in the phone booth, whereas in the spread you're playing the whole field. Because our offensive philosophy is to make you cover all 55 and a quarter yards across the field or whatever. We want to make you cover all of that, whereas in wing T, you're playing more in the phone booth with condensed offense. So, but the assignment part is still just as important.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the offensive line. Senior-oriented, some big guys up front. Had a little trouble protecting Randon at times this past week against Glynn Academy. I think Randon ended up with, on sacks or run losses, it was a minus 26 yards. Did Glynn do anything differently on defense than you expected?
No, they did exactly what we expected. We just didn't do as good a job up front blocking as we needed to. But we got some good news on Thursday. Deontay Demery was cleared to play, so we're excited about that. So I think some help is on the way for sure.
That's got to be a good thing. Any other injuries that you've been concerned with, or any nagging injuries from Friday night?
No, not really. Not really. Everything else, once we get him back, everybody will be back. So we're excited about that. Kenneth came back Friday night, so hopefully we'll continue to get healthy and get 100%.
Again, talking about Kenneth Dallas, Coach, he certainly has the potential to be an impact player on special teams.
He does. He's a little spark plug. He's going to be an impact on special teams and on offense also. I think he can do some things in open space to cause some problems.
Coach, is there anyone in particular that you would like to give a shout out to? Is it a particularly good job Friday night? I know football's a team sport. Anybody you thought really played outstandingly well?
I don't think we really had an individual to play outstandingly well. I thought some guys gave great effort. We had numerous guys that I thought played really, really hard. But I won't single anybody out. I'll just say we had numerous guys. We were proud of the effort.
Coach, much more pleasant weather conditions last Friday night than the week before against McIntosh. I think Randon cramped up a little bit third or fourth quarter. Was that a concern? Still kind of warm, but certainly not as hot and humid as it was the previous week.
No, he cramped up from being sick. He missed 2 days of practice. He's had a stomach virus. That's the only reason he cramped up. The weather conditions were great. We were excited about how nice it was out. We were worried about him cramping up because he had lost so much during the 2 days that he was sick, and he was able to come back from it. So we were happy about that.
Okay. Coach, does this region loss change the way you look at the next region game, which is against Effingham, or the way you prepare for it?
No. I mean, like I said, it was the first one. It's early. You still control your own destiny. It just makes, every game was important in the beginning. It just makes it just that much more important now.
We will be right back to Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network.
Bruce Kennedy Tire is your hometown destination for tires. Michelin, Goodyear, and all the brands you trust. But don't let the name fool you. Bruce Kennedy Tire, located at 2928 Norwich Street, does more than just tires. Brakes, alignments, repair work, and more than I can mention. Bruce Kennedy is locally owned and operated, so you get the best service in Glynn County. So give Bruce a call at 912-264-6578. Bruce Kennedy Tire, a name you can trust. Files Insurance Agency, located at 5623 Altama Avenue, a quarter-mile north of the Target Shopping Center, offers a wide range of products to protect you and your family from the unknown. Auto insurance, life, health, flood, commercial, bonds, including shrimp bonds, and so much more. Give Files Insurance Agency a call at 912-264-0100 or visit them online at filesinsurance.com. Pristine Water is your destination for pools, spas, and pool supplies. From installation to maintenance, Pristine Water is your best choice in all of Southeast Georgia for your next pool or spa. Give Pristine Water a call at 912-264-9233 for a free estimate, or stop on in at 166 Key Circle Drive, or check Pristine Water out online at pristinewaterandpools.com. And go Pirates!
Relax. Misty's Element Massage specializes in helping you do just that. Located at 138 Village Market on St. Simon's Island, Misty's Element Massage offers deep tissue massages, therapeutic massages, scrubs, creams, body wraps, and much more. The perfect gift for that special someone, not to mention sports massages for that aching muscle. Schedule your appointment today at 912-224-0198 or on the web at mistyselement.com.
Marshside Grill is your home for the best burgers, spuds, and seafood around. Come enjoy the view out by the water while taking in an ice-cold beverage. Marshside Grill is also your home for the Brunswick High Pirates Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd, and a proud sponsor of Brunswick High and local high school athletics. So stop in any day or night of the week for the best view and atmosphere in the Golden Isles. And also, check us out on Facebook. Go Pirates!
Welcome back to the Brunswick High Pirate Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm Teddy Bishop on location at Marshside Grill. This segment is brought to you by Bruce Kennedy Tire, Files Insurance Agency, Pristine Water and Pools, and by Misty's Element Massage. Coach, were there any surprises from last Friday night in the region or in the area?
No, everything went about like you would expect. No real surprises.
And Statesboro had a bye week, so they didn't play, of course, this Friday night.
Right. They play Wayne this coming Friday night.
Coach, I'm not really good at estimating crowds, but there were probably 8,000 or so at the game Friday night. I think it was the largest crowd I'd seen at Glynn County Stadium in quite a while, and a tremendous turnout of Pirate fans. It's got to be pleasing for you to see that many fans turning out.
Yeah, we were excited at the number of people that showed up. Really appreciated the support. I thought it was good for our young men to see that they had that type of support. Just wish the outcome could have been a little better for us.
Yes, sir. And when Camden comes to town, they usually bring a pretty good crowd, so it'll be important once again, for the Pirate faithful to come out and support the Pirates against Camden.
Right, that'll be big for us. I thought that had a lot to do with us playing them so well last year, is the fact that a lot of people came out for support.
Coach, after the bye week, Brunswick High plays Camden, and then 7 consecutive region games. Obviously, all of the region games are important, but are there any specific games you feel Brunswick High has to win to make the playoffs?
We're in a situation now where every game, we got to try to win every game. Every game is important. With the early loss, it allows us to dictate what happens down the stretch, and where we won't have to depend on anybody. Because if you lose again, now you're dependent on other people to do something for you. So we have to play from day one. We just got to get better each week.
Coach, only 4 teams make the playoffs from the region. How many wins do you think a team in our region has to have to be one of those 4 teams?
I really hadn't looked at it, but in my mind I would think 5, maybe 6, probably 6.
6 wins.
Probably 6 to get in.
How would the extra week off affect your schedule as far as practice? Will you still practice every day?
We'll probably take a day off this week, but we'll practice the other days. And other than that, it'll be about the same. Back to the fundamentals. Your focus changes a little bit when you have 2 weeks to prep.
Coach, I know you work hard in helping your players reach the next level when they finish their high school career. Can you bring us up to date on some former Pirates now playing at the collegiate level?
Yes. Justin Coleman just kicked off probably 25 minutes ago for his senior season at Tennessee. Avery Sweeting, a former receiver, had a big night Thursday night on ESPN U. He caught a touchdown pass for 41 yards, which made the ESPN top 10. I think he had 2 receptions for about 50 yards, and he returned 7 kicks for about 150 yards. So I thought he played real well on national TV. Tracy Walker had a good game yesterday, where they got off to a good start at Louisiana Lafayette. 2 of our former Pirates actually played each other. Middle Tennessee played Savannah State. That was Demetrius Frazier and Bradley Stofeld, which Bradley's a starter and Demetrius is in the rotation at receiver. He caught, I think, 2 passes for 40 yards yesterday. So it was good to see those guys have an opportunity to play against each other. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the only ones that kicked off this weekend. Now this coming weekend, Jarvis Small at Albany State will play against Chris Anderson at Valdosta State next Saturday. I'm planning on going to that. It's a 7 o'clock kick at Valdosta State. And I think the rest of our guys will kick off their first game next week too. And there may have been a couple Shakir Robinson, they played at Ohio State yesterday. He made a couple special teams tackles. And they gave Ohio State all they wanted for about 3 quarters. And I hope I'm not missing anybody that played this past weekend, but those are the ones I can name off the top of my head.
This is the Brunswick High Coaches Show with Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. And again, Coach, talking about Justin Coleman, hoping for a big senior season. Where do you think he'll go in the draft?
Well, I hope he gets drafted, but if he has a good senior year, I think he has a real good shot. If he stays healthy and has a good senior year, I think he's got a shot of getting drafted.
And you were talking about the combine, and you think he'll probably do well there, and just kind of depending on what he does this season as to where he might go in the draft.
Yes, it's all dependent on this season.
Coach, we had talked previously about Corey Dixon going on to play junior college, but I think he is injured. Is that
right? Corey has a spiral fracture in his big toe. They had to go in and put pins in it, and he's going to have to sit this year out, and he'll be back next fall, and he'll play hopefully 1 season and move on. But he's doing fine. He's enjoying school, talking to him on a regular basis. He's doing fine.
Coach, let me ask you a tough question. When you go see Albany State and Valdosta State play each other, who are you pulling for?
I'm going to just pull for our guys to play well. That's it.
Just want them to do well. Coach, taking a look at the schedule, got the open week coming up this Friday night. Then we talked about Camden County coming to Glynn County Stadium. We talked a little bit about Effingham coming to Glynn County Stadium. And then perhaps a big game going to Statesboro. You know, it's always tough to play there. I understand the officials from last Friday night were from Statesboro. Sometimes you just never know what you're going to get there.
You're exactly right. It can be pretty tough. I know it's been tough a couple times we've been there, so we'll see.
And then another open week, and then Coffee County in Douglas, Richmond Hill at Glynn County Stadium, Bradwell in Hinesville, and then the final regular season game against Ware County back at Glynn County Stadium. So as you said, all the region games are certainly important. At this point, with 1 loss, they all take on added importance, and it's just a matter of preparing for them 1 game at a time.
It is, and that's the way we have to look at it. Just take 1 game at a time and continue to prepare and work real hard.
Coach, any final thoughts before we sign off?
No, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us for the Brunswick High Coaches Show with Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Come out to Marside Grill and join us every Sunday night at 7 p.m. for the Victor Floyd Show. I am Teddy Bishop signing off, and we thank you for joining us. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.